I've talked to you a lot in previous videos about how to be a good person in League of Legends, how to keep your temper under control and prevent you from lashing out at your teammates, mostly because that's a huge part in winning more games and becoming a better, more consistent player in solo queue. Not to mention the fact that there are so many angry people out there playing League right now, chances are it's the #1 problem holding at least some of you back from getting a higher rating. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different though. Today I'm going to talk to you all about why it is that even though it's clearly in everyone's best interest to work together, a large portion of the community isn't easy to work with, and to do so I'm going to teach you all about another thought experiment from Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward. This one's called the Prisoner's Dilemma. Imagine, if you will, two prisoners both caught in a gang-related crime who are thrown into jail in opposite ends of a prison, so they have no way of communicating with each other. A police officer comes up to both of them and tells them the same thing. We don't have enough evidence to convict the both of you on the principal charge, so we plan to sentence you each to a lesser charge. However, I want to cut you a deal and possibly get your sentence reduced so you'll go free. Here's how it'll work. If you both choose to stay silent, we'll simply convict you of the lesser charge and you'll each serve 1 year in prison. However, if you confess and give us the details that allow us to convict your partner of the original charge, we'll set you free, but he'll serve 3 years in prison. The same goes for him and you though. If he confesses and gives details whereas you stay silent, he'll be set free while you serve 3 years. And finally, if the both of you confess, we'll be able to sentence both of you to the original charge, but we'll shave it down to 2 years, and thanks to your cooperation. In this situation, regardless as to what the other decides, each prisoner gets a higher payoff by defecting, confessing, and betraying the other. If your partner chooses to stay silent, you can get set free if you defect, whereas if your partner defects, you should also be defecting, since serving 2 years is better than serving 3. Besides, assuming your partner is as smart as you are, he'll be defecting anyway, since he'll be getting a higher payoff the same way you will, and again, choosing to stay silent will only hurt you if he's defecting. So defecting is the best answer, right? Well, no. Because each of you worried about your own skin more than anything else, you both chose to defect, playing this selfishly, and ended up with 2 years in prison, whereas if you just chose to trust each other and work together, you would have each only gotten 1 year. But that's the issue with the prisoner's dilemma. The best answer is the illogical one. Everybody has to make the rational, selfish decision to defect, not only because it will give them a better situation, but also because everybody else will be thinking the same way as well. And if everybody is defecting, then choosing to try and work together will only end up hurting an individual in the end. I'm not sure how well I'm explaining this, but the point is, this thought experiment does a really good job of showing us why a small group of people might choose selfish, rational decision-making, even if working together will lead to a better outcome. The thing I think this does best above all else, though, is teach us just how hard it can be to get people to trust each other and work together rather than look after their own self-interests. Which all comes down to trust, arguably the biggest reason why the League community has issues. Now, League is a lot more complicated than just making one decision. There are hundreds made every single game, but let me give you a quick example of how all this is related to League and why League players might find themselves in a similar situation. Let's say there's 5 people in solo queue going through Champion Select. The bottom 4 ask for top, jungle, mid, and AD carry, leaving the first pick to support. Assuming the first pick doesn't main support, since let's be real, no first picks ever main support, he has one of 2 options. Either put faith in strangers and accommodate their requests, or trust his own skills over his teammates and disappoint one of them. Again, if you're the first pick in this situation, the rational thing for you to do is trust your own skill over strangers, but this is the decision that might end up hurting your team in the end. Maybe you're in this situation, but you decide to take mid lane instead of support. Well, maybe the guy who called mid is a better mid laner than you. Maybe he would have carried, but instead just plays a mediocre support, goes on tilt, and causes you to lose the game. That choice that you made started a snowball effect that had a huge negative impact on the game. And this is just one decision. There are hundreds made in every game of League of Legends by every single player on each team, any one of which can set a player on tilt. I mean, the prisoner's dilemma is present in something as simple as choosing to either roam or farm as a mid laner. Do I focus on increasing my own gold or trust my teammates to follow up on ganks? Again, I'm not sure how well I'm explaining this to you, but the reason I'm telling you all this isn't necessarily to try and fix the league community. You can't exactly fix this sort of decision making. I'm also not telling you this because I think you shouldn't follow that rational, selfish mentality. I'm telling you this because you should be aware of it. You should at the very least make the decision to be conscious of this dysfunctional mentality that's pretty much a part of all of us when it comes to team interaction. If you can do that, then you can start to work towards avoiding negative situations and try to be a more positive player and work better within a team. This video has probably been one of the hardest for me to put together just because there isn't a clear message that I'm trying to communicate, like ward everything or stop feeding, but I hope that you're still able to take away plenty from this and at least learn a little something you didn't know before. Before I go, I'd like to quickly remind those of you who didn't know, G Fuel is currently doing a giveaway where they're giving away a signed Meteos jersey. One grand prize winner will win the signed jersey and a tub of every flavor, and 10 runner-ups will win G Fuel sampler packs. So if you're interested in seeing if you can win a free jersey and maybe some free G Fuel, go on ahead and click the link in the description below. Sorry that this video came out a bit late. I've been extremely busy recently. If you'd like to ask me a couple questions about anything, about where I've been or something like that, you can go on ahead and check out my stream right now. I'll be streaming some League and maybe some Hearthstone actually for at least a couple hours answering questions from the moment this video goes live. See you all there. Until next time though, thank you all very much for watching. Good luck in solo queue and have a wonderful day.